Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time we're taking a look at personal transformation. And you've brought some really interesting stuff to dig into.
Yeah.
Like we have some notes and insights from a group called LEMDU.
Oh, very cool.
The School of Knowledge, Light and Movement of Unity. They have like 148 lectures on this topic.
Wow.
It's a lot to get into.
Yeah.
But we're going to try and cover it in this deep dive.
Sounds good.
So LEMDU frames personal transformation as an inner journey to expansion.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting. It's not about changing your job or your relationship status or any outward thing, really. It's more about changing on the inside and how you perceive the world around you.
Exactly. It's like a fundamental shift in how you see yourself and everything else.
Yeah. So where do we even start with this?
Well, LEMDU, they really stress the importance of introspection and self-knowledge.
Okay.
Really knowing your lights and shadows, as they put it.
Lights and shadows.
Yeah. It's about getting real with yourself.
Yeah.
Like what motivates you? What are you good at? What holds you back? And what do you really desire?
I like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like taking stock.
Yeah.
Not just of like what you want to change, but also what are your strengths?
Yeah.
What lights you up?
Totally.
How do you figure out what your lights and shadows even are, though? That sounds kind of spooky.
No ghosts involved, don't worry. It's more about, we all have our positive qualities, our lights, your talents, your passions, your values, but we also have those limiting beliefs and fears and habits that we've picked up along the way. That's what they're calling the shadows.
I see. So it's like two sides of the same coin. You got to look at both.
Exactly.
The good and the bad.
And then once you understand those, you can start to work with them.
Okay.
And LEMDU talks about connecting with your inner being to do that.
Okay. So everyone has an inner being.
They say so.
What's that all about?
Basically, this is like the divine essence within. It's a place of peace and unity. This universal love and acceptance.
That sounds nice.
It's like a sense of belonging that's bigger than just you.
Yeah, like when you feel connected to something bigger than yourself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like when you're out in nature or listening to your favorite music.
Those are glimpses of it. And LEMDU says when we cultivate that connection with our inner being, we can free ourselves from our limiting beliefs and all those old patterns.
So how do we do that?
Well, they call it transmutation.
Transmutation, like turning lead into gold.
It's kind of like that.
What does that even mean?
So let's say you have a belief like, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
And that's stopping you from going after your dreams.
Okay.
That's like the lead weighing you down. But with transmutation, you don't destroy the lead. You refine it. You challenge it. You replace it with something better.
Okay.
Like, I am capable of achieving my goals.
Right. So you're basically upgrading. It's like a software update for your brain.
Exactly. And that takes a lot of courage and confidence.
Speaking of confidence, Paul McCartney said, if you don't have confidence in yourself, you don't have anything.
He's right.
How do we get more confidence then?
That's a great question. And LEMDU has some answers. We'll dive into those after the break.
Sounds good.
Well, LEMDU talks about confidence like it's a muscle. You build it up with consistent effort.
So you got to work it out.
Exactly. And they say to like really focus on your accomplishments.
Okay.
Even the small ones. Celebrate those wins.
Give yourself a high five.
Yeah, like that. You can even keep a journal to track your progress.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, it's like a tangible reminder of how far you've come.
It's so easy to forget about the little wins when you're focused on the big goals.
Totally. And as we grow and our confidence grows, LEMDU says it's natural to want to share our gifts with the world.
Okay.
Through service and contribution.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they have this quote, service is not a burden, but a blossoming. As you give, you grow.
Oh, I love that. Service is a blossoming. It's beautiful.
It is. And they believe that as you serve and contribute, you actually accelerate your own transformation.
Interesting.
Yeah. And they remind us that transformation is a continuous process.
So it's not like a one-time thing.
Right.
You don't just reach enlightenment and then you're done.
Not quite.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing journey.
Okay.
It's a dance between knowledge and experience.
A dance.
Yeah, like you can read all the books about baking a cake.
Right.
But until you get your hands dirty and actually bake one, you don't really understand the process.
So you got to put it into practice.
Exactly.
The knowledge and the experience.
Both are essential.
So LEMDU offers a bunch of different tools to help us on this journey.
They do.
What kind of tools are we talking about?
Well, discipline is a big one.
Discipline.
Yeah, but not in a like restrictive way.
Yeah.
It's more about cultivating positive habits.
Okay.
And staying focused on your goals.
So it's like a guiding hand.
Exactly.
Helps you stay on track.
They also talk about cleansing routines. Yeah, not just for your body, but for your mind and energy too.
Okay.
It's about clearing out the clutter, letting go of what no longer serves you.
So that could be like meditation.
Right.
Or journaling. Or spending time in nature.
All of that. Whatever helps you reconnect with yourself and restore your energy.
I like it.
And then there's creativity.
Creativity.
Yeah, they say that engaging in creative activities can help you break free from limiting patterns.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Whether it's painting or writing or dancing, anything that lets you express yourself.
Huh. I never thought of creativity that way.
It's like giving your inner child permission to play.
I love that.
And speaking of exploring different possibilities, LEMDU also emphasizes prayer and connecting with a higher power.
Okay, so are we talking traditional prayer here?
Not necessarily. It's more about cultivating a sense of reverence, connecting with something bigger than yourself.
Okay.
So it could be communing with nature, or meditating on a quote, or just expressing gratitude.
It's about acknowledging that we're not alone. There's something bigger out there.
And LEMDU also talks about connecting with nature.
Nature?
Yeah, they have this saying, in nature's embrace, we find our own true face.
That's beautiful.
It is. They believe that spending time in nature can help us ground ourselves, reconnect with our senses, and find a deeper sense of peace.
It's like nature is a mirror, reflecting back our true nature.
Exactly.
All these tools sound really powerful, but I imagine it can be challenging to stay on track, you know, with everyday life and all.
It definitely can be.
Does LEMDU have any advice for when you're feeling stuck?
Oh, yeah, they do. They're big on celebrating the small victories.
Okay.
It's about pausing to acknowledge how far you've come, no matter how small the step.
Right, because it's easy to get caught up in wanting to reach the next milestone, and you forget to celebrate all the little things.
Exactly, and those little wins keep you motivated.
Yeah.
LEMDU actually has this practice where you write down 3 things you're grateful for every day, even if they seem small or insignificant.
Oh, I like that. It's like training your brain to look for the good stuff.
Yeah, it's a powerful way to shift your perspective.
What about when you make mistakes, though? Because that happens.
Oh, for sure. It's part of being human. LEMDU emphasizes self-compassion in those moments.
Self-compassion.
Yeah, like treating yourself with the same kindness that you would offer to a friend.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
We're often way harder on ourselves.
They have this saying, actually, judge less, love more.
Ooh, I like that.
And that applies to yourself as much as it does to others.
So forgiveness is important.
Huge. They talk about forgiveness as an act of liberation.
Okay.
For yourself and for others. Holding on to anger and resentment is like carrying around a heavy weight.
Yeah, it weighs you down.
Exactly. Forgiveness is about setting yourself free from that burden.
So it's about letting go and moving on.
And creating space for healing and growth.
What else does LEMDU say about transformation?
They talk about surrendering to a higher power.
Okay.
And this doesn't have to be religious. It's more about trusting that there's a force of wisdom and love guiding you.
Even when you can't see it.
Even when you can't see the whole picture.
It's like taking a leap of faith.
It is. And when you surrender like that, you open yourself up to guidance.
So you're not fighting against the current. You're flowing with it.
Exactly.
You're like that.
And ultimately, LEMDU says, personal transformation is about returning to love.
Returning to love.
Yeah, it's about peeling back the layers.
Yeah.
And rediscovering the love that's always been there inside you.
That's beautiful.
It is. They have this analogy about how we're all like diamonds. Each one unique and radiant.
Okay.
But sometimes life covers us with dirt and debris, and it obscures our brilliance.
So we got to polish ourselves up.
Exactly. Personal transformation is about polishing away those layers so your true light can shine through.
I love that. It's a good reminder that we all have that inner sparkle.
We do.
And it's just waiting to be uncovered.
So as you go on this journey, remember to embrace the process, celebrate your victories, and be kind to yourself.
Good.
Because personal transformation isn't about reaching some perfect end state. It's an ongoing adventure of becoming more fully yourself.
Wow, what a deep dive. This has been so insightful. Thank you for sharing all of this with us.
Of course, it's been my pleasure.
So what about you listening? What's your next step on this path of growth and expansion? What small change can you make today to align with your true self? We'd love to hear your thoughts, share your reflections with us on social media. Until next time, keep diving deep.